I have such a great debt to pay to this country and this intellectual property system because it allowed the things I invented to get made to help patients. And from one end to the other being the court system, it gave me the ability to stand up as an individual against a very large company to prevail. I think the United States intellectual property system represents the first democratization of intellectual property, which is consistent with this idea of a meritocracy. You're rewarded for your own efforts, your own creativity, and what you contribute to society.
The IP system is what enables inventors to spend time making inventions in the first place, and it's what enables funding sources, companies, the stockholders that fund those companies to put capital against ideas to turn them into products and services. It produces, in the long run, more high-paying jobs, more economic vitality, more innovation opportunities, global and international leadership for the United States of America. All the things that you want for your kids or your country are all on the back of a strong and effective IP system.
The impetus to create the Michelson IP program was that I wanted other people to enjoy the same benefits that I did. But most people think that the patent system is opaque and daunting and expensive. And the truth is none of those are correct. So those are three barriers that we have to overcome if we really do want to democratize intellectual property.
When we set out nearly a decade ago to create the rich library of Michelson IP educational resources, there was really nothing else like it out there. There was an abundance of content aimed at lawyers and other IP experts, but nothing that provided an accessible, practical, and really relevant understanding of patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets. We wanted to create a resource that could empower your everyday research scientist or inventor, author, artist, or entrepreneur. The Michelson IP library is anchored by a core text that was created by the nation's foremost IP thought leaders. We really wanted to capture that knowledge, translate and then package that wisdom to be accessible to any learner in the world. Today, our online course serves over 24,000 learners from all around the world, and our materials have been adopted into classrooms across more than 400 brick and mortar institutions. We really wanted to provide a turnkey solution that can give any faculty member a near frictionless way to integrate IP topics into everything from an intro business law course to a creative writing seminar.
There weren't a lot of materials that were open source and available and written for students at the undergraduate level. We were so excited to learn about this very user-friendly textbook that was not written in legalese, as well as these wonderful videos that we could use to show our students and help them to understand different aspects of intellectual property. We're not training our students to be lawyers, but we want them to anticipate problems before they happen and be empowered to protect their own inventions and IP.
When we launched the Michelson Institute for Intellectual Property, we were really focused on targeting specific populations, women, for example, Black, Latinx, Native American, low-income individuals, because we know that the propensity for these communities to invent are much lower.
We're very resource limited, and so it's been a real hindrance to closing the gap in the amount of Black inventors and inventions that happen at historically Black colleges and universities. It's not that the research isn't happening or taking place, but the capacity to venture into the intellectual property arena is just not there. The resources are not there.
IP education is critical across the board, but especially for us at community colleges. I mean, I think it's no secret that there are equity gaps out there, and much of that sort of stems from and starts with equity gaps in education. But I think with Michelson's help, we've been proud to be a small part in bridging that gap.
We have specifically targeted young people, and in fact, younger and younger people with these programs, because the 5 things you need to be a great inventor. You need a certain measure of intelligence. You need a certain measure of knowledge. You need imagination, but you also need daring, courage, willing to go against the status quo, to, if you will, disrupt it. And then you need perseverance. And young people are more inclined to be willing to set aside what already exists and explore something new and have that daring. And the first step in that is having those people have an awareness of what this system is, how it works, and what it will do for them.